want to go to the top dead center where the valves are supposed to be closed, and you gotta get it tight till you lose all kind of slack. There's no more slack here. You'll still be able to turn it. There's always be a little bit of clearance for oil, and then you can add a 3/4 turn or 1 turn on these engines. So at this point we got everything, rockers and push rods on. So at this point what we need to do is adjust them, and luckily for us, and like the diesel engines, luckily here when you do the top dead center, you got the distributor. If it's already set and it ran before, it'll help you determine if you're in the top dead center, because the mark sometimes it's just hard to find. And I'm pretty sure the top dead center is right here. I'm pretty sure we can spin it and find it, but I got an easy way. I got the spark plugs are removed, and make sure nothing fall out of this, and put this one here, and I'm going to spin the engine until that thing goes up, and you see the 2 push rods are going down. It means like they're letting go of the pressure and they're letting the valves to close, and that's the top dead center. In the same situation, I'm gonna use the distributor to find out, and if we see something strange, because this one we bought was like not running, if we see something strange, we're definitely going to adjust the timing on it on the distributor, but I'm pretty sure it's all good. What I have is every one of these wires is numbered. I'm not going to really bother myself. I'm going to follow. This is 4. I'm going to try to find 1, but let me take this out of the way. Let me take some of the stuff out of the way right here, and put it like on the side. Put the accelerator cable here on the side too. So I'm going to mark this as the front with an arrow, with a marker, so we don't get in trouble. See the arrow put there, and hey, let's say you don't have that thing installed, or by chance you removed it. If you removed that and you don't know where you're going, just follow the push rods. When the piston goes up and both of them push rods go down, so that's the compression stroke. In my case, I'm gonna follow 3 of them just to see if there's something wrong or going on with it. I'm gonna follow this going up, and I'm gonna follow these going down, making sure that runs to number 1. And number 1, where is it? Still trying to find it. It's a coil. So that's 6. 6 here. Number 1 should be the opposite. Because when number 1 is in the compression, number 6 in the exhaust, like a stroke. So number 1 is right here. So beside all this, there are other ways to do this, and just turn in the crank, and while you do that, if you just follow the exhaust and intake, if the intake is closing, it means it's ready for a compression stroke, and if that's happening, the exhaust should be closed, so you can adjust the exhaust. I've seen people doing it that way, didn't have a problem, but I want to make sure we don't have any problem. The reason why I have this rag is before I'm just worried it's dropping things. It's alright, it's thermostat there, so we have a magnet there too. Just drop something, we can get it. Okay, let's just go ahead and do it. And you guys are gonna see how to adjust this. You want to go to the top dead center where the valves are supposed to be closed, and you gotta get it tight till you lose all kind of slack. There's no more slack here. You'll still be able to turn it. There's always be a little bit of clearance for oil, and then you can add a 3/4 turn or 1 turn on these engines. You can get away, like, honestly, you can get away with a half a turn. You can eyeball it. Okay, let's get what am I gonna get? See, that thing happens. I think we're ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna get the wrench to turn the crankshaft. I'll get us a coffee while we can do that. Alright, so 15/16 on inline 6s, 240, that will work. And so when that distributor hits number 1, which is here, number 1, so this was installed to the front, number 1 is here. So when the distributor turns, the rotor on it turns and hits this side, like 3 o'clock from what we've seen, most likely more of an indication of a compression stroke. I'm going to keep turning, and also I'm going to watch this, and I'm going to watch the valves. Ooh. Oh. Hold on. All right, get ourselves a straw. It'd be a better idea. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't get, no, I'm not using that. All right, it's going out. So as you can see, it's going up now, and I've noticed that this is pushing up. I'm going to show you. I'm going to move it slightly. Just keep an eye on it. That should be the intake. So the intake is opening. See, it's going up. And the piston is starting to go down. One sec. Yep, it's going, this is going up and the piston is going down. Means the intake valve is open and it's sucking air, fresh air, and with a mixture with gasoline. So we're still, for cylinder number 1, we're still in the intake stroke. Okay, you're gonna keep turning. The thing goes all the way down. Make sure I don't bend this or tingle in there. It's still going down. This thing is a big stroke. Imagine the 300. It's probably a lot. Got a longer stroke. Okay, so we're going up now. We're going up, and the distributor order, it's going to the 3 o'clock position, and these two, suppose they're both, so I'm pretty sure the exhaust is closed the whole time we were turning, because we were doing the intake and then the compression stroke now. So we gotta keep going up till top dead center. It's still going up. Alright, hold on a sec. I think 3 o'clock right there. Alright. It may be a little bit advanced, which is normal. It's always 10 degrees. Now we're going down. I'm going to spin it back a little bit because this is not having any chains. This is timing gear. So you have chains, be careful. So I know in the book sometimes if you follow the instruction on it, it will show you that on cylinder 1 top dead center you'll be able to adjust a bunch of these. So I didn't have time to go through the manual, but instead I'm just gonna go by cylinder. See, the only thing about this is why it's a little bit, sometimes it gets confusing to some people. It's because of that, because there are different ways. But the thing that you need to know is the adjustment need to be done when the valve is closed. That's the only thing. So you need to do the adjustment when the valve is closed. Now the newer engines, they definitely have the blocks, but you don't have to worry about nothing. You just go put them all down. The older ones, no, and they get loose through the time. So that also good thing we're doing it now. Okay, so I'm gonna go on both of these. These supposed to be loose, and we're gonna go tight. All right, this is loosening. All right, we're gonna go tight till we don't. Okay, hold on a second. Actually, this thing was actually already tight, ready to go. Okay, see, up and down. It was jammed, up and down. We got a long way to go. So, I'm sorry to interrupt the process to say something. The reason why I'm doing it at the top dead center is because the valves are closed. So, if you know how to determine you are in the top dead center, you don't have to worry about anything else. You'll never bend any valve or anything if you do it right. Still have some play. Still going up and down. You can hear it. Now I cannot even move it. I went too tight, so I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit. See? I can spin it, but no going up and down. Okay, so that's ready. Once that happens, on these inline 240 or 300 old ones, I know it's they say 1 turn. I'm just gonna do 3/4 of a turn, tight. Okay. So we're here. We're gonna wind up from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So I screwed up because this is gonna hit. Okay, so it's supposed to turn this much, so I was gonna turn it like that. So see, so you really don't have to worry about being precise or using an angle thing. I used the torque wrench. Back in the day, they didn't even probably use that. They just used the torque by hand. I mean, they had it, but it was not accessible every person, every mechanic. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the intake. Courtesy here, there's E for the intake. No, actually no. Both of them, they're the same. Okay, this is nothing. Don't get me wrong, I didn't work on these before. I'm not really old school thing, but believe me, working on them new computerized engines will teach you a lot of you learn, I love them, that they're easier to work on. Once you know them, you think that's easier, not fooling with a lot of mechanic. Sometimes somebody would read a couple codes and tell you, oh, you need another motor. I mean, I don't know. Like on newer engines, I never had any issue with adjusting the valves. Like, just put them tight and that's it. Good to go. Still have a little bit of play. Still a little bit of play. Still a little bit of play. Still a little bit of play. Make sure this is tight. Yeah, this thing. So play. That's tight right there. Still can spin it. I'm gonna go a little bit loose. So. All right, right there. I'm gonna just trace that to right on position there. Okay, up and down. Now, hold on a second. That's good enough. Okay, no play. All right. 3/4 overturn. All right, 1. Don't hit. All right, didn't want to hit. All right, that's good enough. Yeah, I still have some play in it. Still loose. But I'm gonna leave it. I will make some noise, but I'm gonna leave it. So after the compression of cylinder number 1, we're gonna take the straw to the next fire. We're not gonna go to 2. We're gonna go to the next fire in order. So which one of them cylinders that are ready to do the ignition? Obviously fire in orders here. I'm gonna double check that. This is number 1. Whatever this is going to be the next fire in order. This is 5. This is going to turn, hit 5, it's going to spark. That number 5 should be in decompression phase. So let's check it on the phone. Alright, so, oops, let me turn off these. One Bluetooth too. So I'm just gonna go online and then say I'm gonna put I don't even. Usually the fire in order should be one of, it's not on the block, it's on the intake. I have the intake dirty and needs to be washed and everything, but I'm just gonna take pretty quick here. This is a 4.9, this is 3.9, but they're all the same. They share the same thing. So there's probably a newer one So 1 to 5, 5 is there, and fire in order 1 5. That confirms what we have. Let's see something else here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go stick with a 300 because that's the closest motor. This is the father of the 300. Okay, front of the vehicle, and then 1 5. She explained it here. So you got number 1 on 3 o'clock, and number 5 here. Okay, let's go 5 and do the same exact thing we did here. I'm gonna fast forward the video, but if you follow these steps, you should be good. I'm gonna go to number 5, and then I'm gonna go to the next fire in order. 3, come back to 3, and go back to 6. By that time, just isn't gonna turn once, half a turn, go 6 there. So yeah, let's do that, and